Hi, I'm Dorothy Godin, broker through Max Crown Realty, and welcome to Thursday Thoughts. Well, we had our first snowfall yesterday, and a little bit too soon for me, but nonetheless, here it is, and we have to deal with it. So, whenever we get the first snowfall, I bring out my favorite ugly Christmas sweater, and I have to show it to you. I don't think it's that ugly. I actually really like it, and I am a Remax girl, and Remax has a great saying, we are in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. And with Remax and Remax Crown, that is so true. We have the best staff, which support my business and keep it running smoothly. It just really is a great system that has a lot of education, and it just has all the tools I need to run my business. And the networking is amazing. I have realtors from across Canada that we send referrals back and forth, and that's only because of the Remax system. So, the winter season is here, and people often ask, should I keep my house on the market or should I take it off? And you guys know the lack of inventory right now is huge. We need all the listings we can get. The buyers seem to have settled down into, realizing that, okay, our mortgage rate is a little bit different. And I think what they did was take October and say, okay, what is our new monthly payment? Let's sit with our financial person and decide what can we now afford. And they've come to terms with that, and we find there's a lot of buyers out there. So buyers are out there. There's a lack of listing. You're wondering, should I keep my house on the market? And I would say yes. And even if you've not been on the market and you're considering making a move, I would get your house on the market. You can I know that it's hard because it's the holiday season soon, and you can control the showing. So if you're having a house party and people over, you can tell your realtor, this day in particular, the house is not going to be available for showing. Houses show so well during the holiday season, and I can think that you should decorate your house and have the seasonal decorations that you love. If you're on the market nowadays, a couple of things. One is make sure that your house is safe. So make sure you deal with any ice or any snow. Make it easy for people to get to your house. Please make sure that all the lights are on, as many as possible, particularly outside lights, because it's very difficult now. It gets dark so early. And, the last couple of nights I'm using a flashlight to get to the lockbox and kind of fumbling to find the light fixtures when I come into a really dark area. And particularly if you're not in a subdivision. So I was showing out by Mark's Day, and along the highway there's no road lights, so it's super, super dark. So make sure all your lights are on. I definitely would encourage you to be on the market during this time. We have lots of buyers. January, we have lots of transfers that come into Sudbury, and usually that's when they need to make a move sometime in January. That question people ask me is, if we're on the market now, could we get a December closing? We're pushing it really tight right now, because if you had a market today and it's conditional, they will need, maybe 5 days for their conditions to be met. And then your lawyer needs a good 2 weeks, two solid weeks to close. So, if you had an offer this week, could you close in the middle of December? Absolutely. I think that moving forward, that most of our showings, the people are going to want a January or February closing. So, just because your house on the market now doesn't mean that you're going to move in the Christmas rush. You definitely control that when you have an offer. You negotiate when you want your closing date. But is it worth it to be on the market? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's such a lack of listings right now, and prices seem to be quite stable. We're still sitting at, we lost about 9.6% from the peak, but year to date, we're still up about 16% from last year, which is different than down south. We somehow seem to be a little bit insulated by the crash that we're seeing in the southern markets. As I say, our market is quite stable. So I hope you find this helpful. As always, you can reach me at Dorothy Godin at remax.net or 705-561-2360. Have a great week.